Southeast Radio's Business Matters, brought to you in association with Wexford Insurances. Wexford Insurances, understanding your insurance needs.
I'm joined now by Mr. Frank Hynes from Hynes Jewellers on the North Main Street in Wexford. Frank, outline briefly the history of Hynes Jewellers.
Hynes Jewellers was set up by my parents, Frank and Kay Hynes, back in 1956. They started off in a very small shop down in South Main Street, and he started there by just simply doing repairs, watch repairs, clock repairs, and that's how we started. Bit by bit, he started to buy some stock and just grew the business and developed it from there. And then in 1966, they moved up to North Main Street, number 17, which is now the Carphone Warehouse shop, and we traded there successfully for a long number of years. And then in the year 2001, we expanded again into the current shop at number 19 North Main Street, where we are today.
The business has been in existence of 56 years. It's been through a number of recessions through that period. Over the last number of years, what have you seen to be the fundamental difference in the business?
When I started in 1985, I started in a recession, and it was tough, but it didn't seem that tough to me at the time because I wasn't married. I didn't have the same costs and expenses and living expenses, and dare I say the mortgage that I have now. So even though it was tough back then, it's quite a good bit tougher now, for us personally, and also I think for people in general. I think this recession is quite tough at the moment. It's quite a bad one. So obviously we're hoping that it'll end very soon and things will get back to normal, things will improve.
Over the last number of years, what have you done to adapt your business to the current economic climate?
Well, there's a number of things we've done. We've adjusted our stock. We have had to get rid of certain expensive lines where the market simply dried up and in some cases disappeared. We focused on cheaper items, less expensive items, better value items. Basically, we have had to adapt very quickly to the new and changing markets that are out there. Jewellery is a luxury business, and people don't need to buy luxuries in these times. It's more important to put food on the table and pay your mortgage. We're very lucky. We have fantastic customers, and most of those people are our friends, and they support us very well. And, there'll always be occasions, there'll be birthdays, anniversaries, and there'll always be occasions. And jewellery and watches has always been a special gift to give. It's an emotive gift, a gift of love, and it's something that means a lot to people.
The advent of a recession, it brings about a change of focus for people in terms of their purchasing decisions, and lots of people seem to be more inclined to repair rather than replace or buy new. Have you seen that yourself?
Oh, without a doubt. Repairs have always been a huge part of our business, but in recent years it's become even bigger. It's cheaper to get an item repaired, get it fixed, get it refurbished, than it is to buy an item new. So therefore our repair business has increased quite a lot in recent times, yeah.
What else have you done to adapt your business?
Well, we've done a number of things. We've increased our advertising spend, where a lot of businesses think that when things get tough that they need to, spend less. I'd have the opposite view. I think you actually need to spend more. You need to keep the name out there constantly. You need to keep reminding people that you're there, where you are, and the products that you sell. And it's an ongoing thing, so we've had to do that. We've gone online. We're developing our website at the moment. It's work in progress, but it's there. We have a Facebook page, which is fantastic for us, and our fans on our page are growing. I think we're up to over 3,000 at this stage, and we have competitions on Facebook on a regular basis, and that really works. And that's a no-brainer for us because it's free. Obviously, except for, the cost of the prizes that we give away. So we don't mind that. But in relative terms, it's extremely good value to market your business on Facebook.
In relation to the biggest challenges facing your business over the next 12 months, what are they?
The biggest challenges are, for us, we have to make sure that we keep our name out there, that people know that we're here, that we're constantly improving our service, that we're constantly promoting our business. We have competitions ongoing on a regular basis in the local media such as Southeast Radio, that we're constantly plugging away at our business, and as I said earlier, on Facebook.
How supportive have the banks been with your own business?
Even though the criteria for lending and borrowing has changed completely, there's a whole new set of rules out there, and it's been tougher in terms of trying to access funds, but at the same time the advice and help the bank have given us in terms of helping us to focus more on key areas of the finance aspect of our business has been very important. They've been a huge help. They've been very supportive, and I have to say I can't say a bad word about our bank at the moment. I know people are having problems with certain banks, but I think every case is different, and certainly in our case at the moment we're very lucky. Our bank has been very supportive.
So what you found is that as well as providing facilities, they've also shown a keener interest in relation to the day-to-day running of the business and have provided advice in relation to that.
Absolutely. We have given all our details to the bank and always have done in terms of our every aspect to do with our business, and they go through it and they have seen things there that maybe we haven't necessarily seen, and they have made recommendations to us as to where we can improve in certain areas of the cost base and restructuring of our business, and in terms of the financing of our business, and in terms of our financial needs for the year.
Frank, I know that it's quite common practice for people to go abroad to purchase diamond rings and that, especially with engagements. What would your opinion be on that?
Well, I would say, in my opinion, there aren't as many people going abroad. I think there's a much bigger emphasis on shopping local now, which is fantastic. But still, you're always going to get certain people who will buy abroad for whatever reason. That's their entitlement. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But what I would say is, be careful with what you buy, because there are different sets of rules in foreign countries compared to Ireland. For example, in Ireland and the UK, we're the only two countries where we have hallmarking. And hallmarking is where the precious metal, where the gold, silver and platinum is independently checked, tested and hallmarked. So the customer can then be assured that they're getting what we're selling them and that the quality is of the highest standard. These standards don't apply necessarily in other countries where there is no hallmarking. You might get a punch mark, and anybody can put a punch mark like 18K or 14K or PLAT, which is short for platinum. Anybody can punch mark. A punch mark is not a hallmark, so you need to be very careful. When you buy in Ireland, for example, when you buy from us, you can be assured that you're buying properly checked, tested and hallmarked precious jewellery. It's in our best interest to come up and sell the best quality jewellery that we can, because at the end of the day, our name over the door, our reputation is very, very important to us, and we're here for a long time. We're here since 1956, and we plan on being here for a long time to come. So our reputation is very important, and it's key to our survival and success.
Can you give me any examples of people that may have bought jewellery in the past overseas and some horror stories attached to it?
Well, there are many stories, and without putting a negative spin on it, there's one particular story where a customer spent considerable money on a diamond ring in, I think it was Turkey. When they came back from holidays, they noticed that there was a stone missing, there was a diamond missing, and the settings were damaged and whatever. So they couldn't obviously understand what happened, but they brought it in to us for assessment and to be checked, and we showed it to our goldsmith, and our goldsmith came back to us to say that under no circumstances could he attempt to repair it, that it was a very poor quality casting. It was full of porosity. Basically, it was just poor quality recycled metal that was used in making up this ring. So therefore, there was nothing we could do. I mean, our goldsmith couldn't put heat on it. He couldn't solder new claws back onto it. So basically, the ring was rendered useless.
I suppose the issue was that they had absolutely no comeback with it.
Well, they had no comeback unless they wanted to go back out to Turkey. There's a lot to be said, and not just for jewellery and watches, but for any item. I know price is an issue, but there's an awful lot to be said that sometimes you have to spend, or you might have to spend a little bit more, but if you buy the thing locally, I think it's a better deal all around, because if something does go wrong, you don't have too far to go back to get the item resolved, to get the issue resolved. The chances are you'll know the person you're dealing with. it'll be a local business or whatever, and you'll be looked after and you'll get a much higher level of service. So we all know the costs are a little bit higher in this country. We don't set the tax rates or the rates in general without getting into all that. You know, I know the costs of doing business in Ireland are still quite high. I know they're coming down a bit, they're getting a little bit better, but they're still quite high in certain areas. You know, it's a little bit out of our control to one extent. There are costs which we can control, and we are controlling. Shop local, I think, is no matter what you're buying, if you can shop local, please do.
Frank, I know that you're very much committed to fundraising and have been involved in the fundraising circuit for a long time, and you have a very exciting trip planned to Kilimanjaro later this year.
I've always wanted to climb Kilimanjaro. It's just one of those things that's been in my head for a long time. I love action. I love the outdoors. I love being outside. I love being active. And I've always wanted to do this. And I suppose I kind of got the bug there a couple of years ago when I went to China. And I was involved in a fundraiser there where I walked on sections of the China Wall for charity for the Children's Hospital in Tala. And I loved it. I raised quite a bit of money thanks to the great support that I got from friends and customers here locally. Last year, I wanted to do something for the same hospital, so I climbed along with another group of people mountains in the Andes, and we climbed the Machu Picchu, and we did all that, and that was a fantastic experience for me. And again, you know, managed to raise quite a lot of money thanks to great local support that I got. And this year, each year I keep upping the challenge. I'm challenging myself at the same time, both mentally and physically. The climb in Kilimanjaro will be the toughest one to date that I will do. And I'm doing it for Wexford General Hospital. I'm doing it for the charity Friends of Wexford General Hospital and to raise money for them.
And how can people donate?
Well, they can donate by coming into the shop. We're here. I also have a page on mycharity.ie, so they can go into mycharity.ie /Frank Hynes, and I have a page there. They can contribute online, and it's secure. So that would be the ways that they can donate if they wish to. Yeah.
Okay, Frank. Well, look, I wish you the best of luck with that, and I would encourage everyone to support you in that fundraiser, and I wish you all the very best for the future in your own business.
You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with thanks to Wexford Insurances. Wexford Insurances, #1 for business insurance in County Wexford.